Of course, it's easy to talk about caution, but what about those moments when Aries energy just wants to charge ahead regardless? That's where the internal battle between your impulsive nature and the need for strategic thinking plays out most vividly. Aries thrives on fast decisions and quick action, and during stressful planetary transits, the adrenaline of now or never can feel overwhelming. This is where self-awareness becomes your best ally. Learning to recognize when your brain is rushing you toward reaction instead of reflection can save you from a lot of pain. It's like the difference between driving a sports car and a semi-truck. The sports car, your impulsive Aries energy is fast and agile but needs careful handling. The semi-truck, your wiser, strategic self moves slower but carries more weight and can endure longer journeys. Both have their place, but knowing when to shift gears is the challenge. A simple mindfulness practice, even just pausing to take 3 deep breaths before reacting, can make a huge difference. Over time, this pause creates space for your rational mind to catch up and helps you make choices that serve you better, especially during tricky cosmic times. This approach extends naturally into how you manage your finances, which can be one of the most vulnerable areas under June's celestial pressure. Aries is known for bold moves, and sometimes that means jumping into investments or big purchases with enthusiasm. But during this transit, it's more important than ever to slow down and be cautious. Imagine you're in a casino, and the lights start flickering. Would you keep betting everything on the next hand? Or would you step back and reassess your chips? The planetary energy right now is like those flickering lights, a signal to avoid risky financial gambles. It might feel frustrating to hold back when your instincts scream go. But this is precisely the kind of moment where restraint saves you from loss. Instead of making impulsive purchases or investments, focus on stabilizing what you already have. Review your budget, cut unnecessary expenses, and resist the urge to chase quick financial wins. There's no shame in protecting your resources. In fact, it's a sign of true strength and maturity. For Aries, learning to balance the thrill of the chase with prudence is one of the greatest personal growth opportunities you'll encounter this month. The ripple effect of this caution also applies to your relationships. Aries energy is passionate and direct, which is usually a gift for connection, but when the stars are misaligned, that directness can turn into bluntness or even conflict. With Mercury's tricky influence complicating communication, words can easily be misunderstood or come across harsher than intended. In those moments, your fiery honesty might ignite tensions that feel disproportionate to the situation. One Aries woman I know experienced this firsthand when she had a disagreement with her partner during a similar transit. Both were feeling tense and quick to snap, but instead of letting the argument escalate, she decided to pause and ask herself what was really triggering her. She realized her impatience was coming from stress related to work and finances, not her partner's behavior. By naming her feelings and communicating calmly, she turned a potential breakup into a deeper moment of understanding. This kind of emotional intelligence, using self-awareness to soften reactive impulses, is exactly what can protect Aries relationships during June's cosmic turbulence. In your career and ambitions, the fiery Aries drive to lead and conquer can sometimes tip into recklessness, especially when external pressures mount. You might feel an urge to push harder despite obstacles, thinking sheer force of will can break through any barrier. While that determination is one of your greatest strengths, early June asks you to temper it with strategy and self-care. Think of it like training for a marathon rather than a sprint. You can't pour all your energy into one burst without risking burnout. Some Aries professionals I work with find themselves caught in this cycle, hustling non-stop until exhaustion hits hard. During June 1st to 5th, it's vital to recognize when you're nearing that point and give yourself permission to rest or delegate. Breaking big goals into smaller, achievable tasks keeps momentum without overwhelming your system. And remember, asking for help or advice isn't weakness, it's smart leadership. Your physical and emotional health ties all these pieces together. Aries is often wired to prioritize action over rest, which can be a recipe for burnout, especially when planetary stress is high. Early June is a cosmic signal to tune in closely to your body's messages. If you notice irritability, fatigue, or physical tension, these aren't just random symptoms, they're your inner system calling for care. Incorporating gentle practices like meditation, yoga, or mindful walking can ground your intense energy and prevent the crash that comes from ignoring your limits. Even a short daily routine of deep breathing or stretching can create the space your mind and body need to reset. Think of it as refueling your internal fire, so it burns steady and bright instead of wild and uncontrollable. This balance between action and rest isn't just self-care fluff, it's an essential survival skill for Aries navigating this high-stakes period. Learning to listen to yourself deeply and honor your needs makes you not only more resilient but also more effective in every area of life. In the next part of this video, I'll share practical rituals and grounding techniques designed specifically for Aries energy during these volatile days. These tools will help you protect your mental clarity, stay connected to your core strength, and turn potential chaos into calm. So stay with me, the stars have more wisdom to reveal, and your journey toward peace and power is just beginning. When the cosmos stirs, it's not just your stars that shift, your inner world responds in ways you might not immediately recognize. For Aries, whose signature trait is rushing headlong into action, this early June period presents a unique challenge. The very qualities that fuel your courage and determination can become liabilities if left unchecked during these intense days. One of the most important things to realize is that the same energy that makes you a natural trailblazer can become impulsiveness without the guidance of mindfulness. Imagine someone you know, a bold Aries entrepreneur who's used to launching projects at lightning speed. She felt a surge of inspiration just days before June, ready to dive into a new business idea. Fueled by her signature fire, she jumped in without slowing down to plan or consult others. As the week unfolded, unexpected obstacles piled up: supplier delays, miscommunications, and financial pressures that could have been avoided with a more measured approach. Her story reminds us that this is a time to temper your Aries enthusiasm with caution and clear-headedness. The key is learning how to harness Mars' energy, your ruling planet, in a way that propels you forward without burning you out. Mars is about drive, passion, and action. But it also demands respect and strategy. Channeling this energy wisely means recognizing when your gut urges you to leap and when it's asking you to pause and assess. One way to do this is by practicing intentional breathwork or quick grounding exercises right before making big decisions. Taking just a moment to center yourself can prevent hasty choices that lead to setbacks. Finances, especially, call for your careful attention. Aries boldness often translates to risk-taking, and under normal circumstances, that can lead to exciting breakthroughs. But during June 1st to 5th, the stars urge you to hold steady and avoid risky financial moves. Think about finances as your personal fortress that needs solid walls. Impulsive spending or unplanned investments can create cracks that leave you vulnerable. Rather than chasing quick wins, focus on stabilizing your current resources. Reassess your budget, avoid large purchases, and if you're considering investments, consult trusted experts or delay decisions until after this volatile period. Consider an Aries friend of mine who learned this the hard way. In a similar astrological window last year, she was tempted by a can't-miss investment opportunity and jumped in without due diligence. The result was significant loss and stress. However, once she understood the planetary influences and how they amplified impulsiveness, she developed a financial checklist and began consulting professionals before acting. That shift made all the difference in protecting her assets moving forward. This period is also critical for relationships. Aries' straightforward and fiery communication style is a gift. It brings honesty and passion to connections. But with Mercury complicating communication now, those fiery words can easily misfire. It's easy to feel misunderstood or to say something sharper than intended. When tempers flare, the instinct might be to defend yourself or charge forward even harder. But this isn't the time to escalate conflicts, it's the time to listen deeply and respond with compassion. One Aries woman shared how a small misunderstanding with her partner quickly escalated during this transit. Instead of reacting in the heat of the moment, she took a breath, reminded herself of the planetary influences, and chose to ask questions rather than make assumptions. This simple shift transformed a potential argument into an opportunity for greater intimacy and understanding. That story isn't unique, it's a blueprint for all Aries to cultivate patience and mindful communication during these tense days. Career ambitions don't pause during this time, but the way you approach work might need to shift. Aries energy loves the thrill of leading and initiating, but when the stars challenge you, pushing harder can lead to burnout or mistakes. The pace may feel frustratingly slow, or obstacles might seem unusually persistent. Instead of forcing things, try breaking big goals into smaller, manageable steps. This way, you maintain momentum without overwhelming yourself. Self-care becomes more than a buzzword during this window. If you feel unusually tired or edgy, listen closely. Your body is sending signals that the fiery Aries drive needs to be balanced with rest. Physical activities like yoga, tai chi, or even gentle walking can help calm your nervous system. Deep breathing exercises, meditation, or simple stretches during work breaks help regulate your energy and improve focus. One Aries client found that integrating a daily 10-minute stretch and breathing routine helped her reduce anxiety and increased productivity during stressful projects. Ultimately, health and well-being are foundational. Your body and mind are the vessels carrying your fiery energy, and when they're out of sync, everything feels harder. This time reminds you that true strength isn't just about pushing through. It's about honoring your limits and recharging. Creating a routine that prioritizes balanced nutrition, adequate sleep, and stress management can make a profound difference. Aries often struggle with slowing down. But this is exactly the kind of challenge that invites growth in patience and self-love. If you want to take this a step further, consider developing a simple daily ritual to anchor yourself through the cosmic turbulence. It could be lighting a candle with intention, wearing grounding crystals like hematite or smoky quartz, or journaling about your feelings and goals each evening. These rituals aren't about superstition but about creating mindful pauses that help you reconnect with your center, reminding you that you're not alone in this journey. As you begin to embrace these practices, remember that astrology offers insight, not inevitability. The planetary patterns are a guide, highlighting times when your natural tendencies may need recalibration. By tuning in, you empower yourself to navigate challenges with grace and wisdom, turning potential losses into powerful lessons. Stay curious about how these cosmic cycles interact with your personal journey. This knowledge isn't just about surviving tough times but about evolving, becoming a wiser, more centered version of yourself who can walk through any storm with peace and clarity. In the next part of our series, I'll share more about the positive opportunities that emerge after this challenging window and how Aries can harness fresh energy for growth and renewal. So stay connected with Zen Mind Peaceful Life for insights that help you thrive not just in astrology but in life itself. As we continue to explore the intense energy Aries is facing in early June, one thing becomes crystal clear: this period is not about avoiding challenges but learning to navigate them with grace. One of the most powerful keys to managing this cosmic intensity lies in deep self-reflection and meditation, practices that may feel foreign to a naturally action-driven Aries but are essential right now. When your mind races at the speed of light, it's easy to get caught in loops of stress or impulsivity. Taking the time to slow down and observe your thoughts without judgment can create a pause where clarity emerges. Meditation doesn't have to mean sitting for hours in silence. Even a few mindful breaths, a moment to check in with your body, or journaling your feelings can transform reactive impulses into thoughtful responses. I remember working with an Aries client who struggled with anxiety during a particularly rough transit. She began incorporating a simple morning meditation, just 5 minutes of focused breathing and setting intentions. The change was profound. Her energy felt less scattered, her decisions more aligned, and her relationships less reactive. For Aries, this practice becomes a powerful tool to channel Mars' fiery energy into calm determination instead of reckless haste. Hey Aries friends, listen up, this is not your usual astrology talk. Between June 1st and 5th, the cosmic weather is flashing a major warning for you. I'm talking about a window of time where the stars could bring sudden losses or setbacks if you don't take very specific actions right now. Imagine feeling like you're charging full speed ahead, only to hit an unexpected wall that costs you your energy, your money, or even important relationships. Sounds scary? It doesn't have to be. I'm Zen, your astrology guide here at Zen Mind Peaceful Life, where we combine ancient wisdom with practical psychology to help you not just survive but thrive through every planetary shift. Today, I'll break down exactly why early June is such a volatile period for Aries, thanks to intense Mars energy clashing with other key planets, and how your natural impulsiveness might actually work against you this time if unchecked. But here's the good news, this isn't about doom and gloom. It's about awareness, strategy, and tapping into deeper mindfulness that transforms challenges into powerful growth. So, if you're ready to protect what matters most and harness your fiery energy with wisdom, stay tuned till the very end. And hey, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell, and smash the like, because here on Zen Mind Peaceful Life, we're building a community of soul-centered warriors who want to master the stars and their minds. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. If you're an Aries, June 1st to 5th is shaping up to be one of those rare but intense cosmic storms that demand your full attention. It's like the universe is turning up the heat on your naturally fiery spirit, stirring up a mix of powerful energies that can either ignite your path forward or burn everything down if you're not careful. What's happening behind the scenes is more than just planetary movements, it's a reflection of some of the deepest psychological tendencies within you. Aries, your ruling planet Mars is stirring up trouble in ways that mirror your inner drive and sometimes impulsive nature. Think about a moment when you moved so fast on a decision, full of confidence and excitement, only to realize later that you hadn't considered all the consequences. Maybe you jumped into a new job, relationship, or investment without doing the groundwork, and it didn't end well. This upcoming period is like a cosmic replay of that scenario, but on a larger scale. The planets, especially Mars clashing with Saturn and Mercury, are essentially magnifying that impulsive Aries energy but with a stern warning attached: slow down or pay the price. But why does this happen now? It's not just astrology jargon. Mars represents your energy, courage, and drive, it's your internal fire. When it's in conflict with Saturn, the planet of structure and limits, you're forced to face boundaries you might normally bulldoze through without hesitation. Add Mercury's influence, the planet of communication and decisions, and suddenly missteps in judgment, misunderstandings, or miscommunications become more likely. This mix shakes up the natural Aries confidence, bringing tension that can feel like the wind pushing against your every move. Many Aries don't realize that this cosmic pressure reflects an internal psychological pattern, the fight-or-flight mechanism dialed up to 11. When you feel this pressure, your instinct is to push harder, to prove your strength by acting quickly and decisively. But ironically, that's the very behavior that can lead to setbacks during this period. It's like trying to sprint through quicksand, the faster you push, the more you sink. Understanding this connection between your astrology and psychology can change the whole game for you. Awareness is your first tool for transformation. Now, let me share a story that perfectly illustrates this. A close Aries friend of mine recently went through a similar transit and was caught off guard. She felt a surge of energy to launch a new business project without the usual careful planning. Fueled by excitement and Mars' fiery energy, she moved forward with lightning speed. But within days, communication breakdowns with her team and unforeseen expenses threatened to derail everything. The stress was intense, and she realized that her typical charge-ahead style was actually costing her. What saved her was a moment of pause. She stepped back, consulted a trusted mentor, and adjusted her strategy. Instead of pushing through blindly, she restructured her approach. The project survived, but only because she adapted to the cosmic challenge by balancing Mars' drive with Saturn's patience. This story is a real-life blueprint for what Aries needs to do right now. The universe isn't trying to hold you back, it's asking you to recalibrate. Don't ignore red flags or dismiss the need to slow down as weakness. The true power of Aries lies not just in blazing forward, but in knowing when to channel that fire wisely. Financial decisions are especially sensitive during this time. This isn't the moment for impulsive purchases or risky investments. Imagine trying to navigate a maze while someone keeps turning off the lights. It's better to wait until the path is clear rather than stumble blindly and lose resources. If you feel the urge to make a big financial move, take a breath and revisit your budget, consult a financial advisor, or simply hit pause until after June 5th. Trust me, patience now can save you from regret later. Relationships. 2. Come under cosmic scrutiny in this window. Aries is naturally bold and passionate, often jumping headfirst into connection. But early June asks for a softer touch. With Mercury's tricky influence, words can be misunderstood, and tempers flare faster than usual. If you sense tension with a partner, friend, or family member, resist the urge to react impulsively. Instead, practice active listening, really hear what the other person is saying before responding. This simple shift can prevent conflicts from escalating and turn a potential breakdown into a breakthrough moment. It's amazing how much healing can happen when Aries applies a bit of that legendary courage inward to patience and understanding, rather than just outward action. Work and career are no exception to this cosmic test. The ambition and initiative that define Aries can sometimes morph into recklessness under stress. During this period, projects may hit unexpected roadblocks, or you might feel unusually drained despite pushing hard. The key here is not to bulldoze through exhaustion but to prioritize thoughtful planning and self-care. Taking time to recharge isn't slacking off, it's preparing to come back stronger. If you find yourself overwhelmed, consider breaking your goals into smaller, manageable steps. Ask for help when needed. This isn't the time for heroics, it's the time for strategy. Health often gets overlooked in Aries' push-forward mentality, but early June is a warning flag to tune in closely to your body and mind. Mars' intense energy can drive you to burn the candle at both ends, increasing the risk of burnout or even accidents due to impatience. This is a moment to slow down and listen. Whether it's committing to better sleep, mindful breathing exercises, or gentle movement like yoga or walking in nature, taking care of your physical and emotional well-being now will pay dividends in resilience. This period reminds Aries that true strength isn't just in action, it's in balance. If you're wondering how to actually put all this into practice, here's a simple but powerful step you can start today. Create a daily pause ritual. Each morning or evening, spend 5 minutes in quiet reflection or meditation, focusing on your breath and setting an intention to act with awareness rather than reaction. This small habit can become your anchor amid the storm of June's cosmic challenges. The beauty of astrology is that these planetary cycles aren't random, they're invitations to grow and evolve. By understanding what's happening in the sky, you can see where your personal tendencies might trip you up. And more importantly, how to work with the energy instead of against it. The next few days might feel intense, but they're also rich with the potential for transformation, if you're willing to meet the challenge with both courage and care. So, Aries, as you navigate the first days of June, remember, your fire is powerful, but wisdom will make it unstoppable. Keep that in mind, because in the next part of this video, we'll dive deeper into specific strategies for protecting your finances, nurturing relationships, and maintaining your mental clarity during this volatile window. Stay with me, because the stars have much more to reveal, and your best self is waiting just beyond the cosmic storm. When the stars throw challenges your way, Aries, it's easy to fall into familiar traps that feel almost automatic, but these traps can deepen the impact of June's intense energy if you're not careful. One of the biggest pitfalls for Aries during times like these is overconfidence. It's the kind of boldness that usually serves you well, but when unchecked, it becomes a double-edged sword. You might feel unstoppable, convinced that your usual go big or go home attitude will carry you through no matter what. However, this early June, that sense of invincibility is exactly what the planets want you to question. Acting without pausing to reassess can lead to mistakes that cost far more than just time. They can shake your sense of security and personal peace. A friend of mine, also an Aries, learned this the hard way last year. He was so confident in a business deal that he skipped important due diligence steps. That overconfidence blinded him to warning signs that later resulted in a major loss. When I spoke with him about how his Aries energy played into the situation, he admitted that his drive to push forward was almost a defense mechanism, a way to prove to himself and others that he was always in control. But the lesson? Even the fiercest Aries needs moments of humility and strategic patience. When the cosmic weather is turbulent, those moments aren't just helpful, they're necessary. Timing is a silent but powerful player in all this. The urge to act now, especially for Aries who naturally thrive on immediate results, can be hard to resist. But here's the twist: sometimes the best action is waiting. The universe is suggesting that the days right before June 1st hold the key to avoiding the pitfalls of early June. Think of it like a traffic light just before a busy intersection. Green means go. But yellow is your signal to prepare to slow down. If you can get ahead with any major decisions or preparations before the cosmic tension peaks, you'll be in a much stronger position to weather the storm. This idea of timing isn't just abstract astrology talk. It's practical advice rooted in the way energy moves. For example, if you've been considering changing jobs, launching a project, or making a big purchase, try to finalize your plans before June 1st. If that's not possible, break those plans into smaller, less risky steps that can be adjusted on the fly. One Aries client of mine wanted to launch an online course in early June. But we worked together to move the soft launch earlier and delay the full release until after the stressful planetary alignments passed. The course was much better received, and she avoided a lot of last-minute chaos.